A police officer walks up to you on the street. He asks to search your bag. You say yes. You just made the most expensive mistake of your life. And here's the part that will keep you up tonight. You didn't have to say yes. You had a right that protected you completely, and nobody ever told you what it was. That ends today. By the end of this video, you will know the exact words to say when a police officer stops you, words backed by the United States Constitution, so that you never lose your rights again. In this video, we're covering 5 things. Number 1, what police can legally do when they stop you. Number 2, what they absolutely cannot do, no matter what they tell you. Number 3, the exact words you say to protect yourself on the spot. Number 4, the one mistake that destroys your legal protection every single time. And number 5, what to do after if they cross the line. And I'm going to share something at the 7-minute mark that most lawyers don't even tell their own clients. Stay until the end, because if you miss it, you are leaving yourself completely exposed. Let's start with the basics, because the basics are where most people get it completely wrong. When a police officer stops you on the street, it has a legal name. It's called a Terry stop, named after a 1968 Supreme Court case, Terry versus Ohio, and that ruling set the exact rules that govern every single street stop in America today. Here's what the law says an officer needs to stop you. Reasonable suspicion, not a feeling, not a hunch, not because of how you look, how you dress, or what neighborhood you're walking through. Reasonable suspicion means specific, articulable facts that point to criminal activity. They have to be able to explain exactly why they stopped you, in detail, in court. Now here's where it gets critical. A stop is not an arrest. The rules are completely different, and if you treat them the same, you will hand officers rights over you that they were never supposed to have. Because the very first thing most people do in those first 30 seconds, that's exactly where they blow it, and it's the last thing you'd expect. The moment a police officer stops you, before you answer a single question, you have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's not just a movie line. That's the United States Constitution. You do not have to tell them where you're going. You do not have to tell them where you've been. You do not have to explain yourself at all. Now, some states have what's called a stop and identify law. There are 24 of them. If you're in one of those states, you do have to give your name when asked. Just your name, nothing else. Here are the exact words you say. Write these down. Officer, I am invoking my right to remain silent. Am I free to go? That's it. That's the sentence. Calm, clear, no aggression, no attitude, no long explanation. You're not being rude, you're being smart. Here's the mistake. The officer walks up, you're nervous. You have nothing to hide, so you start talking. You explain where you're going. You explain what you were doing. You pull out your ID without being asked. You let them search your bag because you think refusing looks guilty. And with every single word you said, you gave them exactly what they needed. Here's what most people don't understand about how the legal system works. Officers are trained to ask open-ended questions. The conversation is designed to get you talking. And anything you say, anything can be used against you later, even if you are completely innocent. There's a Harvard law professor, James Duane, who gave a lecture watched over 15 million times. The title? Don't Talk to the Police. And he makes one point that stops everyone cold. There is nothing you can say to a police officer that will help you, but there is plenty you can say that will hurt you. Silence is not guilt. Silence is a constitutional right, and exercising it is the smartest thing you can do. But what about when they want to search you? What if they say they just want to pat you down for weapons? That's where your Fourth Amendment rights come in. And this next part might be the most important thing in this entire video. The Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution says this: the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. What that means in plain English: a police officer cannot search your body, your bag, or your belongings during a street stop unless one of 3 things is true. 1, they have a warrant signed by a judge. 2, they have probable cause, real, concrete evidence of a crime. Or 3, you give them consent. Option 3 is where America's rights disappear every single day. An officer says, "You don't mind if I take a quick look in your bag, do you?" And you say, "Sure, I have nothing to hide." In that moment, the Fourth Amendment evaporated. You waived it, voluntarily, and there is nothing, no lawyer, no court, that can give it back to you for that interaction. Here's what you say instead. 4 words. I do not consent. Or the full version, Officer, I do not consent to a search. Calm, firm, respectful. If they search you anyway, do not resist. Do not touch them. Do not run. Say the words again, I do not consent to this search. Then let it happen, because those words are now on the record, and they become your weapon in court. Now, I told you at the beginning there was one right that most lawyers don't even tell their clients. Here it is, and once you know it, you'll never forget it. 4 words. The most powerful 4 words you can say to a police officer. Am I free to go? When you ask that, you are forcing a legal declaration. The officer has to make a choice, and every choice has consequences. If they say yes, you leave. Immediately, calmly, don't look back, don't keep talking. If they say no, you're now officially being detained. And the moment you're detained, a different set of rights kicks in immediately. This is what you say. I am invoking my right to remain silent. I would like to speak with an attorney. Those 2 sentences legally require all questioning to stop. Full stop. That's not a request. That's the law of the United States of America. So let's recap the 3 sentences you now own forever. 1. Officer, I am invoking my right to remain silent. Am I free to go? 2. I do not consent to a search. 3. I am invoking my right to remain silent. I want an attorney. Screenshot that. Send it to someone you care about, because knowing this could change everything for them one day. The police stop is just one situation where your rights are on the line. Your landlord? They have a list of things they're doing right now that are flat out illegal, and most tenants have no idea. Your employer? There are things happening in workplaces across America every single day that violate federal law. Debt collectors? They break the law so consistently that Congress passed an entire act specifically to stop them. That's what this channel is. Every week, a new right. Explained clearly, in plain English. So you're never caught off guard again. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, and watch the next video right now, because what your landlord is doing might be illegal. And you deserve to know. Nothing in this video is legal advice. This content is for educational and informational purposes only and reflects general United States law. Laws vary by state and every situation is different. Always consult a licensed attorney in your jurisdiction for advice specific to your circumstances.